Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Plot Genie. Are you tired of pouring money into ads that barely move the needle? Or you have to pour more money into ads that generate the same exact return? What if I told you I built a profitable book funnel without spending a dime on advertising? In this video, I'm showing you exactly how I attract readers, warm them up, and turn them into buyers, all using organic strategies that work on autopilot. And I'm really, really excited to share this with you. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Heather, and I help self-published authors write, launch, and sell books without burnout or big ad budgets. Even if you make a ton of money, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to spend that money, right? Today, I'm breaking down the book funnel I use to grow my audience and increase my royalties organically. No Facebook ads, no Amazon ads, just strategy. So, the first thing I want to talk about that you might not like is starting with the magnet. Every funnel needs a front door. So, I always like to think of Costco. When we go around and we sample things and we have our list, but this sample tastes really good and you just can't help but grab it, right? So my funnel starts with a free reader magnet, a short story, a novella, an exclusive bonus tied to one of my series, that sort of thing, especially among different pen names that might not know who I actually am. So, a couple of tips on how to create this magnet. Make it genre specific. I also do series specific. So, connect it to your most profitable series and then use a strong title and a cover to make it feel sellable. Just because you aren't actually going to sell this doesn't mean that the cover can be skipped. If you can, brand it accordingly. Think if you have like a 5 book hockey series and the sixth book is your reader magnet, you should be able to put this reader magnet on the same shelf with all of the covers facing out, and you will not be able to tell which one is the reader magnet just based on the covers alone. That's how it should look. It should look on brand, it should look professional. You're not just getting emails, it's about attracting the right readers who are already primed to love your books, right? The second thing that we want to do is use organic entry points. So I don't use ads, but I do create content that drives people to that freebie. So for my nonfiction, it could be these YouTube videos. It could be a link in bio for Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. For things, this isn't stuff that I typically do, but it could be blog posts if you like to write or read blogs. I also do back matters in my book, and then potentially pin posts in reader groups if you have your own reader groups, that sort of thing. Every piece of content should point somewhere. Your job is to build bridges, not dead ends. The third thing is you have to make sure that your welcome sequence nurtures the new subscribers or the current subscribers you currently have. When someone joins my list, they don't just get a, oh, thanks, here's your book, bye. They get a journey. And I'm not trying to be dramatic about it. I really am not, but I want them to know who I am, what to expect right off the gate. Because if they don't like it, if they don't like anything about the sequence, they're not going to like the books. They're not going to like me or my pen name, whatever that one is. So might as well get them to unsubscribe first. Even if they downloaded the freebie, whatever, it's fine. I'm looking for the right readers who are going to love not just this series, but other series, right? So here is what I send them. The delivery email. So here's the freebie, a quick intro. And then I'll do a meet the world, the series, the characters in order to build the connection and kind of set up expectations. I'll introduce me as an author, kind of share a little bit about my story, and this hopefully will build trust between us. Depending, I will ask, like, I will do a what to read next if I have multiple series that are relatively similar. So in my hockey series, once they finish this, I'll be like, hey, you should check out this series that's already completed and blah, 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 blah. Um, I also like to ask, so for my cozy mystery welcome sequence, this really works, is I ask what's on your TBR or what should I add to my TBR? I'm always looking for things within the cozy genre that I would love to read, and I get a lot of responses that way. I'll also send some reader-only bonus or free chapters, maybe a sample of a series or a book I'm working on. This is going to add more value because, again, it's free content. And then potentially offer like a discounted book, maybe a box set at a really inexpensive price point or bundle. This isn't salesy at all, it's service. You're giving readers more of what they already said they wanted. You're introducing yourself. You're building that connection, and that's what's important. So, the next step is to offer something worth buying, right? If your freebie is the appetizer, then your books are the meal. But people don't just buy because it's there, they buy when it's irresistible. So here's what I offer. Usually, unless my book is in Kindle Unlimited, my book one is at a very special price. If there's less than four books, it's typically at 99 cents or $2.99, depending on the genre. Once I hit four books in the series, usually, under normal circumstances, I will make book one free. I try to keep up with box set bundles. I have them for some of my series, not all, and it's not because I don't think that they don't work. It's more of I have so much focus on creating new content, and I really need to slow down and get the box sets out because I really like box sets. Readers really like box sets. So that's something that I definitely do, and I need to do more of. I also like to offer exclusive like prequels, extended epilogues. What I've been testing with the series that I'm working on right now, this is for specifically for a cozy series, is a chapter written in the hero's point of view. I mean, I don't know if I would call him a hero, more of the love interest point of view. And then this is like a fun step, right? You want to make the next step easy, clear, low friction, one click to fall deeper into your world, but also to add value, to build trust, to build a connection between you and your readers. And then step five, you should use your email list like a funnel. Most authors treat their email list like a billboard. I treat mine like a relationship, or at least I hope to. So here's how I funnel them. I do weekly value emails. So sometimes with my nonfiction, I'll do writing tips, behind the scenes, that sort of thing. But for my fiction readers, I'll just give them an update about the things that I'm working on and how potentially life can relate to the writing. I don't just want to go on a tangent and talk about myself because I try to remember they're there for my books. They're there for my characters. They're not necessarily there for me, although I would love to build that relationship. I also don't want to waste their time. So one of the things that I did, especially during the Stanley Cup, was I was talking about who I was rooting for, the players, what I loved about them, how they were inspiring me, what books I was reading because of it, or what books I was writing because of it, that sort of thing. Um, for my fantasy stuff, I love talking about, potential fairy tales. I love talking about, Disney villains. So if I'm watching a movie, like if I'm watching Hercules and I'll just gush about, oh, Hades was amazing. He's the best character. I love him. And he really influenced this character in this series and it's on discount, that sort of thing, right? So I'll try to do soft pitches. I do launch a lot. I release books consistently, so I'm always saying, "Oh, here's a pre-order, here's a cover reveal, here's this." But I do try to add value on top of that, and then I will do automated sequences for any sort of new subscribers. So if I'm doing a book funnel promo, I'll try to have all of my welcome sequences set up. Every reader is at a different stage of the journey, right? Your funnel should meet them where they are and guide them even deeper. And so, step six, you want to recycle and repurpose. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, I just want to spin it better. So, here's how I get more mileage doing that. I turn old launch emails into evergreen sequences. I repurpose blog posts into YouTube scripts. So this is stuff that I posted on Facebook, not necessarily like my own blog. I call Facebook posts blog posts sometimes just because you can have a Facebook post about anything. Um, Sometimes I'll do like quotes from my books and I will make them like I'll turn the scene into like a slideshow, but I'll also take like a good quote and I'll make that quote like a still photo for Instagram, that sort of thing. And I also try to compile bonus content. Like I said, I'm doing that test of writing chapters from the hero's point of view. This is going to save you time and keep your funnels warm even when you're not launching something because you have all of this material that you've already shared. So, having said all of that, I hope that you took away that you can build a book funnel without ads. You just need the right magnet, the right reader journey, and a system that runs without you glued to your laptop. So please comment below what part of funnel building feels the hardest for you. I'll answer as many questions as I can. And if you are in your writing process, or if you're like, I want to create a reader magnet, but I'm not quite sure how to even go about doing that, and you want help with story, I have a free Plot Like a Pro. It's going to really help you. It doesn't matter how long or how short the book is, what genre it is, if you like plotting versus pantsing versus whatever, it really wants to meet you where you are. And that's why I designed the free resource to help you adapt to it so it fits who you are. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or force you to adapt to this structure, but structure is important to telling a good story. So anyway, if if that helped you, I would love if you could sign up for that below. But if you really enjoyed it, if this helped at all, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share it with another author who wants to make consistent book sales organically. I just think it's going to be really, really helpful and hopefully less stressful. You do not have to invest tons of money to start building a relationship with your readers and getting that consistent book royalties. Anyway, it was really cool hanging out with you guys. I will talk to you later. All right.